So I'm actually going to hand this off to Prasan, which is going to be my co-pilot and the moderator for the next half of this startup showcase.
And
Thank you.
as you all know, Prasun is founder and investor, and also like innovator with Agility Pharmaceuticals, as well as he's a founder for American Association for Precision Medicine and MetaImmune. So a lot of titles.
Thank you very much. And so our next presenter will be Arlene Lai from. She will go last. Okay, so John Mendelson, Ria Health.
Hi, and when the advancer is over here, okay. Hi, I'm John Mendelson. I'm actually am a UC alumnus and a UC faculty member, and both in the clinical in clinical practice and in running a large research group here that moved from UC to CPMC. I'm going to talk about, we just went out to get some water out there, and there's some beers, and I'm standing in between you and beer, but I'm going to talk about alcoholism and alcohol use disorder. I'm the chief medical officer and one of the founders of Ria Health. We use telemedicine to treat alcohol use disorder, and we're scaling nationally. And let's see if this button works. Yes, it does. So problem drinking is a huge, huge problem. 7th leading cause of death worldwide. In the United States, 88,000 deaths per year, more than diabetes, right? Those causes of death are cirrhosis, falls, accidents, and a whole about 140 other diseases where AUD is often not even included on the diagnosis list or problem list. In contrast to diabetes, where 97% of patients get some form of treatment, only 4% of patients ever get any treatment for their alcohol use disorder. It's an amazing statistic. So we have a bigger killer than diabetes that has less people treated. Why don't they get treated? Well, there's a huge barriers to treatment. The treatment industry is $1 billion. Residential care, intensive outpatient programs, that's sleepaway camp, stay-at-home camp, right? And AA, which is free. AA is completely free, but 80% of the people who go to AA go to one meeting and never go to another. So AA can be effective, but people don't use it. And the other treatment systems are extremely expensive and require you to spend a lot of time someplace else than your job or your home. I should tell you that AUD is growing, alcohol use disorder is growing in women. It's doubled in the last 10 years. And how many working women in this room can take 28 days off to go get treatment any place, right? It's just not possible. So our mission has been to build an affordable, accessible, and incredibly effective treatment system for alcohol use disorder. And we came at it from the academic side and from the business side. The RIA program is a physician-managed pharmaceutical, medication management program that uses known and effective pharmacotherapies, of which there are like 5 in the United States. Right? People don't know about this at all. Doctors don't. How many physicians in this room know what medicines treat AUD? How many know which ones treat TB? Right? I can promise you the TB wins. We use daily objective measurements of alcohol use attained by breathalyzers run through an app which coordinates our care. And we use coaching sessions by certified recovery coaches. And this treatment system, and it's all done by telemedicine. We don't meet any of our patients in person. They're all over the country. So far, we're driving rather good results. We've been in business about 3 years. We enrolled our first patient about 3 years ago, and we've treated over 1,000 patients so far, the little 145 there. And I'm showing you on this graph their blood alcohol concentrations versus time in days and months in treatment. And we've normalized people's baseline BAC to 100%. And we're showing you here a suppression of the BAC about 50% by 1 month and about 70% at 6 months. Each one of these dots represents thousands of data points. We have about 100,000 data points at this point in our system. So we have the most data ever collected on alcoholics in treatment of their objective levels of alcohol ever. How do we also attain this? Well, because our system is done at home, doesn't require a lot of time every day, provides daily reinforcement and feedback, patients stay with us. They stay in treatment. So if you look at other medical management systems for alcohol, like Vivitrol, which is an injectable version, oral naltrexone, a camprosate, the average number of times people go to treatment is 1 to 1 month for medical management in offices. Our patients are retained in treatment for about 6 months on the average, and some stay for a year or more. Our milestones are substantial. We've contracted in the last 6 months with 2 major carriers. We now contracted in-network with Anthem and Optum. We have these in-network contracts are generating conversion rates that are 2 to 3 times what the cash pay that generated our first 1,000 patients were. We've had 5 peer-reviewed publications. We're completely committed to a transparent and open system of showing how our treatment works and why it's effective. We have just crossed the 1 million ARR rate, and we also just received accreditation for our program through the Joint Commission. So we are well positioned business-wise. We're finishing a seed round. If you'd like to participate in the seed, that'd be wonderful. If you'd like to participate in the A round, we'd also like that as well. And if you're a physician and you're interested in learning about what I think is probably the most interesting disease that's unaddressed, this is the largest unaddressed health space on the planet. Largest unaddressed health space on the planet. Think about that for a minute. And we've shown you that if we can decrease drinking by 50% in people who drink even 12 drinks a day, they're still drinking too much. Drink it by 50%, we demonstrably decrease health risk and consequence. So thank you very much. Welcome to have any questions.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm actually an anesthesiologist.
Oh, okay. My wife's an anesthesiologist. We'll tell some jokes later.
So I have some questions. Clearly, this is a model that's fixed around addiction, okay? And you're focusing in on alcohol use disorder. Is this a platform that would be able to be extrapolated into narcotic abuse, other addictions?
Well, I'm one of the developers of Suboxone.
Okay.
And I'm one of the first waivered physicians in the United States, and I've published dozens and dozens of papers on opiate dependence. And though we focused on AUD, it's a much larger market. It's actually a much bigger problem. And even though the newspapers have opiate use disorder as a big deal, there are 10 to 20 times as many AUD patients in the United States as OUD patients. And the lethality is actually higher. More people die from alcohol every year than opiates. So we built a laser-focused system that, and what I've also learned as an academic is that you need to actually engineer your products, engineer your research questions, and engineer your products to do one thing really well. And so this is a system that's built for alcohol. Could we do other things? Everyone asks that, and we say, absolutely, once we're successful with this, we'll build for, but I think actually, if you want a more nuanced answer on that, opiates won't be it. Opiates have a different set of problems around how you deliver the care and what needs to be done. Be more like methamphetamine, and which is rising, and benzos and cannabinoids.
Okay, thanks.
Quick question. So obviously the efficacy of the program is hard to deny, but patient access is a huge problem in this space. How do you actually see, how does the company plan on getting the solution out there to the people that actually need it? It seems to be a problem that's already kind of existing in this space.
So our insurance partners are committed to actually socializing us within their networks and referring to us. And one of their concerns is, will we have the capacity to see the number of patients they intend to send? Right now, for United and for Anthem, the alternatives, again, are $20,000 to $40,000 for a month of residential care, $8,000 to $15,000 for 2 weeks of IOP, of intensive outpatient, or nothing, right? So we sit at a place where our insurance partners are very, very interested in making sure we see cases. And we are working with them. We're also in terms of patients search. There are 400 million Google searches per year looking for addiction treatment. And where do they end up? They end up in rehab. So when they find us, they're very happy. We're available in 14 states right now, scaling to 20. We'll be available in all 30, in all 50 very soon. Yeah.
What do you think your exit would look like and when?
So there are several exits. The most likely exit is to be acquired by an insurance or an ACO, an accountable care organization, or an insurance provider. I think that would be 3 to 5 years from now. And once we're at the 100 million in revenue stage, I think there'll be lots of people looking for us.
One question from audience or from Dr. Pratikant? Okay, so we'll switch.
Yeah.
So what is your monetization model? It's just in-app purchases?
So we have with the insurance partners, we have bundled payment contracts that pay us a flat rate per month for all services, which we've been very happy with the rates they've given us. They basically given rates we've asked for. And so we have a, after you subtract customer acquisition cost and fixed cost of goods, we're at least 50% profitable. So it's a good model. And we know how to scale too. So I should show, there was one other slide there. I didn't show my team, my Rianistas. We have our all seasoned professionals. Tom Nix, our CEO, has scaled 2 prior companies as CEO to the 100 million range. Our CEO, David Deacon, has scaled 4 companies, exited all 4 as a specialist in operations. Tom Nix, Bob Nix, our CTO, is built Athena Health. People probably heard of them. I've done lots of NIH-funded research. Our director of coaching has worked in both insurance and in telemedicine and in an addiction startup. And our VP of product helped Pear Therapeutics get their product launched. So we have a really experienced team of seasoned operators. We call them seasoned, not elderly. Okay? Okay?